Talking with Words.
Hey, welcome back to Talking with Words. You're here with Rob.
James?
And Ryan.
And we just watched The Descent 2 from, what year was this one?
I don't know because my IMDb is
On my phone.
on my phone.
Oh, yeah. We got
can't
some
look anything up.
we got some small tweaks to work out in this recording business.
Might need to bring a laptop and a phone.
We're going to need some more screens.
I'm gonna say I should have brought my laptop.
Well, that's the beauty of doing the recording. It'll pop up right now. There's all the information you need to know. Future Rob, get your ass to work.
I feel like it was
2009.
Was it 09?
I
Okay.
wrote it down right in the map. This was the first time I've seen this movie.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
First for me. We've been talking about it a while now.
I've seen the first one. I thought I'd seen pieces of this, but I guess not.
I'd seen the second one. I've seen it. This will be my third time.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. I watched it once right after it came out.
It's a lot faster if you don't have 47,000 commercials.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that turned an hour and 33-minute movie into an hour and 55 minutes.
And ever since I knew, after the first one, knowing that there was a second part, I always wanted to know what happened next. Having said that, I don't think I'll watch it again.
Yeah. It wasn't...
That's what you think.
Well, we'll get to that at the end, I guess. So this picks up right after the first one, like immediately, shot for shot. In the first one, if you can't remember, it's 6 girls go down a spelunking trip. They're going exploring a cave that is uncharted, but they registered at a different cave.
Yeah, they registered their flight plan as something basic.
Yeah. Then went to an uncharted cave.
Unbeknownst to anyone but Juno.
Yeah, Juno wanted them to discover it together. Wanted to name the cave or the cave system after Sarah.
If you watch the first movie, you just fucking Juno, bitch.
As a silent apology for her infidelities.
Sleeping with Sarah's husband.
Yep. And preoccupying his mind and ultimately killing him and her daughter.
Then taking them to an unknown cave where, they might die, even if there weren't complications.
James, have you thought about this before?
Yes. It was irresponsible the first time she did it.
Did this one, is this one you thought of later on, like, those dumb bitches?
Like a lot of scary movies, yes.
And that's not even about it being women. I say those dumb bitches about anyone that does the goofy...
Yes, this
Dumb
just
stuff.
checks out.
Yeah. Like the sheriff in this. That dumb
I mean,
bitch.
if there was ever a time for somebody in the audience to go, don't go in there, this was it.
Every single move they made?
Yeah, she tricked him into going in the cave in the first place. And then Sarah, who finds out that girl's been screwing her husband while in the cave, fighting for their lives, chooses herself to get out, and that's the end of the first movie. And now Sarah's in the hospital, where they rescued her. She made it out. She's in the hospital. Everything could be great now, right? Should have been.
Bum, bum, bum. Amnesia. We got a soap opera action going on.
And then the sheriff says, nope, get her dressed. She's going with us.
How could they have ever... Watching her face and her expressions and her screams as she got out of the cave in the first movie, how on earth could they get her to go back down there? Amnesia.
Well, you know that the doctors there are the same doctors that work for Baptist in Little Rock, because that's exactly what they did to Sally's dad. Like, stand him up. Okay, hold him. Yeah, he stood up for 30 seconds or whatever. Get him out of here.
Good to go.
Yeah. So it's probably the same thing. Also, that doctor, it took me a minute to figure out where I recognized him from. He's the guy in The Dark Knight on the boat that is going to kill everyone, and he can't do it, and he puts the little key bomb down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're convicts. They had their choice.
That one. I was like, man, he looks like a grumpy bastard from something, but I can't think of what it was. Got it. Dark Knight. Still couldn't... the sheriff, he's been in tons of movies.
He was in a ton of stuff back in the early 90s.
All I could think of was the Clancy Brown...
And Willow.
And, Willow. And Poultrygeist.
Which he was not in.
Which he was not in, yeah.
Could have been. Looked just like Colonel Sanders.
Tasty. Now, this starts off with the hospital and all that. But we also have a team now that is searching for these girls because they've been missing for 2 days.
Yeah,
So we-
2 days, and one of them is a senator's daughter.
Is that what it was?
They reference it early on to tell the senator, "Oh, we're still looking, we're still going, we're not giving up."
Well, that combined with 6 attractive women gone missing, yeah, that checks out.
There's women down in that dank cave. They've been down there for 2 days. Anyone that
this
helps them?
demands a full police response and specialist cave rescue operations.
This is how you get Mario syndrome. It's me. I got you. You're my princess now. Come with me. He raped all those princesses. Probably not, but you know, a lot of toads, a lot of toadstools out there. Sorry, Nintendo.
Speaking of stools, the pit they were in.
Oh God. You know, there's a part of me that's like, why would you include that? And another part of me that's like, yay, they put the shitter in there because I had questions.
Everybody poops.
It's not like you see all the white bones and stuff. It's not covered in shit everywhere, which if there's that many people, whatever those things are called,
There was a few creatures.
there was a few. There'd be some feces.
Even wild animals don't like foul their own, sleeping places.
Tell that to Ash the poo poodle. That dude soaked himself in shit if I like walked outside to get the mail. He was disgusting. He figured it out eventually, but woo. Well, I'm gonna go get my thing out of the car. He's just in his kennel wallowing in his own shit.
Decophiliac hooked on Prozac.
I taught him well.
What?
No.
Sorry, South Park. Fact.
Yeah, the fecophiliac. I'm Zach, the fecophiliac. Old man sitting next to me. You called it immediately.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
One of these things is not like the other. It was the old man.
Yeah.
The old man in the mine shaft.
Which,
It's just driving around out there for no reason.
Of course this cage still works to go down to the old mines.
I suppose it does. I haven't used it to...
Used
I
it
keep
in
it
a week.
running.
So, if I wonder if they had not made him as creepy, if it would have been a bigger... Oh, shit! At the end of the movie. Because the last time you see him until the end is when they're going down and he winks at the girl and
He
she's
winks
like...
at Rios, the female cop.
Yeah, the deputy.
Yeah, and he's giving the one of the search and rescue guys hard time. Oh, Sonny, this elevator is going to work a lot longer than your MP3 player there, huh?
Yeah.
No, get in the basket and shut up. Go down to the hole.
Get in the hole.
Getting home.
Little Buffalo Bill action.
Yeah, pretty much.
The shoveler.
A lot of precious down there.
So we talked about... James, you talked about this a little bit during the movie. They go down because a dog followed the scent of where she got out. And
Mine shaft, yeah.
Which still makes no sense. She didn't crawl out of a mine. She crawled out of that hole in the side of the hill.
right.
I still don't know why the dog tracked back there unless
Makes more sense now.
somebody
The old guy,
made it happen.
Ed or whatever his name was, wanted him down there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was wondering the same thing. Like, wouldn't it have gone right back to that hole in the woods with all the skeletons, the awesome shot?
Yeah, but he controls where he says he picked her up, and she's got amnesia at the time, so...
That's what I'm saying. At the time, I was
Yeah.
very, very confused. But now it makes total sense that, oh yeah, I found her right over there. And he could have taken something off of her and put it.
You're right. He could have taken something and laid a trail.
Now it makes
That
sense.
article.
That or even any of the spells coming out of that cave, because obviously he's used it once or twice to
Well,
drop food down there or do whatever.
It's not who we are that matters. What matters is our plan.
well, they were born in the dark.
They were. 100%. So it starts off with the spelunking team. We've got Dan,
Dan, Greg, and
Kath.
Kath.
And then you've got Rios and the sheriff, along with Sarah.
Yeah.
And first thing in, Kath, oh, my flashlight's already started to not work. Like, really? You just geared up for a rescue mission?
Check your batteries. Well, they don't check the batteries during the montage.
Your
Yeah.
light is your life.
And then we had them go up to, and this is one of the ones that I'm like, okay, as the team, it doesn't make sense. They go up to a boarded off thing that says danger. They're like, oh, that's a good sign. And then they pry the boards off and go in looking for the girls. Like,
It
"Do you
didn't say just danger. It said danger, keep out.
keep out.
Yeah.
And it was boarded up. Well, maybe the girls are back there.
Pretty sure there was a skull and crossbone on there too.
So did the girls go in and then seal it behind them from the outside? Like,
For
what?
safety's sake.
What reasoning did he have to be like, yeah, that's the right way? That's the one that got me a little bit.
Yeah, if they thought that Sarah came out of this cave, they should have been looking for something she would have gone through. There was no way she came through that. There was nothing like that. It was clearly a false trail from the beginning.
From the beginning. Fucking Ed. Is that his name, the old man? I can't remember now.
Sure.
We're gonna go with Ed from now on.
Yeah.
So we have to.
Old man Ed.
Yeah, no one would have done that. Plus, somebody besides the sheriff and the sheriff's deputy, I guess, they were the only ones, I guess, with any. They set up the trip, go down to the cave, and nobody knew they were down there. Who checks up with
Yeah.
the sheriff? The sheriff goes missing,
Except for Ed.
except for Ed.
There's only one person that knew where they were.
Well,
The dog, I guess the dog handlers, yeah. Man, we're poking holes in our holes, he said.
You son of a bitch.
Damn it.
Uncle
So
Steve.
we're down in a hole now. Yes. What happened next?
Okay, this is when we get the first body, and I haven't watched it recently enough to know. And Ryan, you might be able to answer which death was that one, the first girl they found with a.
Was that Beth?
I think that was Beth.
So was she the first to die in the first movie?
No,
She made it up to a point, and then
she
they
made
had to
it.
leave
She
her.
she was the one that got killed by Juno.
Okay, that's the one. All right. I was wondering if there was a line, a path they were following that revealed each death, but then we got to the one where it's dangling from the ceiling, and that was different than. So it kind of, but it's also a labyrinth down there, so it makes sense that it wouldn't.
A honeycomb of caves,
Honeycomb.
and they wouldn't. I mean, they wouldn't have been able to go back too far because there was a cave in it both
Right.
during both films. But yeah,
That was the first body.
then again, because that's their area where they eat, hang out, nap,
Party.
do whatever.
Xbox.
Yeah, do whatever the Bat people do. That body easily could have been dragged from anywhere.
Yeah.
That other body was there simply because they didn't have the eyesight, the motor skills to
To peel it
take
off
it
the
out
ceiling. Yeah. Which I did like that they
You can't
kept
see the hook.
they kept her there. That was great. No,
And while she's swinging, she was very quiet as well.
very silent
Very silent.
until she opened her mouth.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that.
Was that the one that you? No, that wasn't the
I
one.
mean, that was very gross. So
One of them got
they
you.
realize that they're going to grab onto the body swinging on the rope, still hanging there from the first movie. They jump onto her and swing across. Let's get across this chasm. What a great
Survival
idea.
skills. You gotta do what you gotta do.
So girl braves it. She jumps right out there. She grabs on. She's swinging, and then, then we see the close up of her at the dead girl's face, and she's like, dragged out. She's like gray, corpse looking, and as she's swinging, holding on to this body, some sort of juice from the body
Juice.
gets in her mouth because she's dangling there under it. It's like,
They used that one a couple times.
They liked that one. They liked the red in the mouth.
yeah,
Total facial.
I mean, the corpses and the cave creatures both were dripping fluids, and they kept getting in people's mouths. It was so gross.
It happens.
You see what happens when you wait 3 days to put a body in the freezer of the morgue?
Well, let's
Gets
talk
juicy
about
and starts dripping.
We're still not sure the temperature down there, so
That's probably why it was so well preserved. Well, I guess
So-
it hadn't been that long though.
normal cave temperature is what?
Well, remember when they were using the little thermal infrared device or whatever? It had the degrees Celsius in the corner, and it was hovering right around 4. And
No
according to
American
Google-
knows what that means.
No, but Google does. And Google told me it was 39.84 degrees.
Yeah, it's not warm.
That's why they shot this in the UK,
It's a little brisk.
so they could understand the Celsius versus Fahrenheit.
Good.
Well, it was a British search and rescue team.
I remember
how they flew them over from Great Britain.
from Gritton.
Yeah.
Gritton?
Oh,
I
Gritton!
could have swore I heard them drop into an Australian accent. I could have swore I heard an R.
Well, there was definitely some Irish in Sarah. I forgot that she was the Irish one because we have like, a girl from New Zealand, and we had an Australian in the first one. What was Juno? Was she? She wasn't the
Juno was
Australian.
American.
She was American.
And then I'm assuming the senator's daughter, whoever was
Kath,
the
yeah.
important one.
Most likely.
No, it was like at the beginning they referenced
Oh, the girl.
one
Yeah.
of the girls that was lost because one of them was like a friend of the group, and she brought her roommate or whatever because like they're introducing her around in the beginning.
And they kind of showed her in the montage on the little
On that
camcorder,
yeah.
but I couldn't tell which one they were talking about. They're like, oh, there's all of them. Okay.
Yeah, it was a video of the group right before everybody died.
It's like pointing
That's
at a
how that
school
works.
and going, "There's my daughter." Like, okay,
Yeah, the little one.
you know, the one
Well,
that's screaming.
Not your daughters because they're bigger than everybody
That's
else
true.
in the class, but
There's my. Oh yeah, I see them,
they're a half a foot taller than the rest of the class.
and they keep hiding the bodies. We have. Oh yeah, we skipped over the collapse.
Yeah, the collapse.
Well,
That's where things first went south.
Yes.
And that was because the sheriff and Sarah saw a creature.
and Sheriff fired his gun after he said, "Don't take that gun in there.
Yeah.
Leave the metal up top."
Note to future generations, don't take the gun, take a taser.
Tasers are good.
Tasers are good for
Or a baton.
close situations like a cave.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And these creatures were covered in slime. You know they're going to shock well.
Oh yeah, they're all moist.
They're all moist.
Yeah. Look at them. Doughy.
A lot of minerals for conducting.
Well, I mean, they were definitely dripping. That one, when it was Kath in the little hole and you just have that one glob, it's like, that's definitely semen.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I'm stealing that one. So there's two things that happen right there at the cave-in, and it's, they're going through that one crawl hole where I'm sticking with it.
It
They have to
So
go.
Uncle Steven taught you.
That's a blowhole. They have to. They have to go individually. I'll get there. And during the crawl, Sarah gets her memory back, and
Yeah, she
we have the
kinda-
flashes of
Yeah,
the.
she flashes back to what they were doing beforehand. She's like, "Oh, shit, this is not good."
Wasn't it during the playback? It was the playback on the camera they found, right? That's when she started to, like...
She had it in
phase
the in the crawl hole because then she kicked the sheriff in the face and darted through and knocked
Knocked out Greg. And
Greg
Backhanded Rios, and
took off into the
Took off.
darkness.
that's when she shifted into her fight or flight survival mode. Got real quiet, hid in the dark, and didn't bother to tell anybody else what was going on.
She knew what to do.
Yeah,
They'll figure it out after the first one dies.
Well, it's... even if she had perfectly tried to communicate that, what would it have done? They just want to talk about it more. That's
you're
the
just
problem.
skipping the middleman, huh?
That's the problem with humans, you know. They're not going to just go along with it. They're going to have to talk about it, and you know, this situation, talking's not good.
Yeah. Well, the sheriff didn't really want to believe anything she
Yeah,
said.
he wasn't having it.
because she wasn't. Yeah.
But we have that happen, and the group splits. One of the splits,
Sheriff takes off after her.
and the rest of the group is still there trying to get through the fallen what do you say, that the roof is fallen, however he described the loose rock,
The cave in.
unstable. So we're gonna
Greg and Dan are up front, and Kath was coming in behind the sheriff
yeah.
with that. Hey, there's going to be an experienced spelunker on either end of this.
Which I really thought that's when Dan was gonna go. I was like, they're gonna kill the guy that's experienced first thing, so no one knows what to do except for Sarah, and they're all just kind of stuck. I was a little behind, but so you have
It's a good thought process.
they're all staying there, and that's when Sarah and the sheriff see the first creature, and he pulls out his big iron and shoots, and you have the collapse.
She takes off. He goes after her, and that's when the group really gets split up.
And Kath gets hold.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll leave it. But you also have, this was the first time you see the creatures in this one. They look a lot more like orc to me in this one.
A little bit, yeah.
They look different.
It's been a minute since I saw the first one, but felt like they were a little more muscular this time, and we definitely got better glimpses of them.
Oh, they were like very clear on camera, which they were in the first one, but they used a lot more shadow.
The girls killed the weak ones
I guess, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that
2 days prior.
makes sense.
And Gino's been out there doing whatever she's been doing.
And the really
Laura
strong ones
Crofting.
were up hunting for deer the whole time.
So, were they hunting, or were they just reaching up there and grabbing whatever was,
I don't know. He was up there and he came dragging a deer back down.
was that
Pretty big one.
a gift?
Either way, have you ever tried to drag a deer one-handed down through a tight hole?
Yeah, I got stopped immediately by the cops.
It's probably for the best.
This is a play place, guy. Get out of here. There's kids in the ball pit. But and that was, they took a minute to make sure you saw that guy come down. The last Big Papa
Yeah.
creature, the Arnold.
I assume if
He
he's up
works
top
out.
hunting, he's the alpha.
He would be the guy.
He gets to eat first, I'm guessing.
Man flesh.
But the gun cave in.
That's where I'm going.
Split up.
So you have a minute where I'm trying to figure out what the hell Sarah is doing.
Sarah was crouched down behind a boulder as
Hiding
the first
9
creatures
feet
came
away.
after
Yeah.
the people trapped on her side.
While they're
Which
watching the
was
camera.
One of the male spelunker expert.
It was Dan,
Greg and
Greg, and her.
Yeah. And the
And
lady
the
sheriff.
Oh, and Rios. Yeah,
Oh,
she
yeah,
was.
Rios. And then the sheriff was kind of
But on the first attack,
lost wherever he was.
Doing his
on
thing
the first attack, they all run away from each other.
in perfect opposite directions.
Yeah.
It was pretty.
That's how that works. He can't chase us all at the same time.
A normal response would be to guard each other's backs, but no, we didn't do any of that.
No, they
You're way too loyal, James.
It's just winning strategy.
you'll die first.
Nobody's guarding my back. Yeah. Guess what? You're next. That's how that works. How did it work out for these three guys? Poorly.
Poorly. That was more Dan's fault than anything else. He was really touchy-feely too.
But yeah, this is where we saw Sarah get quiet. She hides behind the boulder. She doesn't say a word to the other group, and waits for one of them's jugular to get ripped out. Which was, there was a lot of. They were really good at going for the jugular. The cave creatures knew how to kill a creature.
Yeah, they liked
For the
that.
neck.
They liked that shot.
They're just like tigers. They can feel the pulse in their teeth.
That-
Okay. Anybody? All right.
Pretty sure that's a real thing.
It's the first time learning of it.
I'm gonna go with it. I've got a lot of jokes, but pulsing. But this also is the time when Sarah goes out and saves Rios. So you have that kind of, is she gonna just wait for everybody to die and sneak out, and then she goes out and saves someone?
She still doesn't trust
by
men,
sneaking up behind
so
her.
she saves Rios.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel like,
yeah.
given the events of the prior 2 days, she would be less trusting in women.
Well, I don't know where that husband is, but I wish he'd been involved at some point. He's got a lot of shit to answer for.
He was very early on, and he ended up with a 2x4 through his skull.
In the first movie?
Yeah. Her whole family died in that car wreck in the first movie.
Oh, yes. Good, good. I forgot that detail.
Loose ends trimmed.
Loose ends.
What do we have? Oh, split off from here to watch Kath for a little bit in the hole. I really, really liked the shot they did with her and Dan talking on the walkie-talkie, and she is just holding it together for the conversation, and then after she's done talking, you just see her like break. I thought that shot of her, like, she did a great job with that whole thing, talking to the walkie-talkie. You're like, I'm fine. Oh, fuck.
Well, that's what I do.
That actress killed it on that.
Nobody's watching. Yeah, I'm just gonna be real.
Oh, there was somebody watching her.
Yeah.
Couldn't see the tears, just smelled them.
Well, the blind person couldn't watch her, but
They smelled the fear.
And she got out and got to do some skull crushery. She got a good little smack in there when she after she got dribbled on.
Dude.
Yeah.
She kicks it. She's kind of tussling with it. And she regains her composure and pulls the rock out.
Smush.
Yeah.
that was the best death of a creature in the whole movie. Was that skull crush right there?
Like a nice pimple popper video.
Yeah.
Did you say that while we were watching it?
Well, James was like, "Oh, that was so satisfying." I was like, "Yeah, like popping a pimple."
That's what it was.
Yeah.
It's up to interpretation. but yeah, it was satisfying to see the creature die.
Yeah. The threat eliminated.
Yeah.
Which she also had the turnaround on her character. She got out and she was messing with her light that was going dead. And she turned the corner and we had just gotten done with the creature, so there's going to be another one. No, it's Greg just laying there in the dark, I guess, watching her approach, kind of.
Being a pansy.
Yeah. Which
Conserving his strength.
I was just waiting for him to be like, no, I'm not going anywhere. I'm done. Doing one of those.
I'm comfortable.
Just leave me behind.
But he, for being the off character, the back-to-back wall climb, that was impressive. He made up for it when they went the wrong way and they got back into a dead end and the creature was coming.
Oh, yeah.
And him and Kath back-to-back and crawled up.
Locked their arms and walked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they even showed some of it. Oh, they're going to actually do it. That's nice. Him trying to... I don't know how... No, it wouldn't have worked for me. Bye, Kath. I'm going to give it a shot. And then they crawled up into something. Oh, that's where they got to the hanging body.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Got to make your way downtown. Which... That was another one. There... She jumps onto the body.
He's like, you're going to have to jump. It's too far. You're going to have to use the body.
And that did remind me of Last
Sure,
Action
wow.
Hero, where he gets the fat man on the wrecking ball.
It's been so long since I watched it.
I could tie anything back to Last Action Hero. But we have... Let's go. Back to James's blood all over. And as he's trying to get after... We have two more creatures come out. He gets his throat ripped out immediately, but maintains long enough to...
He's losing blood fast from the neck.
Yeah.
You got about 30 seconds to finish what you're working on.
Gets the one that's on him in the... What's he get it with? I was going to say the axe, but that wasn't it, was it?
I don't remember how he got that one off of him.
Because he got the first
All I
one.
remember was him leaping on to get
That's
the
what I'm thinking of.
creature that was attacking her, holding on to the body.
My notes are in my phone,
The
and I can't.
lesson learned.
I'm gonna leave a notebook over here.
Yeah. Or
Notebook.
something. The Notebook?
Sorry, was that breaking the fourth wall?
The Proposal. You know, as soon as I say cut, and so you'll go, oh, fuck, it was the Monopoly piece that she had from her childhood friend.
Yeah. Colonel Custer. At
That's
the library.
yes, that's the one. The
Lead
peacock
pipe.
feather.
Definitely a lead pipe.
Which I thought was a flashlight. But that did... He jumped off and saved Kath. She made it, swung all the way to the other side, latched on, crawled up into the little hole, and then died.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, what a waste. Got so far in that one moment. But, I mean,
No
it's kind of
more
what happened
Seahawkers.
in that hall last time. Wasn't it? I was thinking that the same type of thing happened. Because I
Yeah,
remember
lost
her
somebody.
spinning with blood just going everywhere. It was a good shot. So they're done.
And now it's Sarah and the police.
But what about the sheriff?
And the return of Juno. Or Laura Croft, however you want to look at it.
It was very Laura Croft-esque in her return.
Very.
Especially the camera work on her
Yeah.
in that moment.
Someone's seen Grandma's Boy. I mean, that might explain all the goo down there. Alan's seen it. He knows what I'm talking about. But they did that, and you had... What was... Oh, that was the other thing that bugged me, the hairpin.
The makeshift weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, that was when they were trying to escape.
That was the end.
Yeah, they got cornered.
Because before that, we had the girls fall down into the bathroom.
Well, yeah, she tries to cut through in that little waterway. She's like, no, the water, that's when she did the spit technique. She spit in the water. Oh, it's flowing that way. We can follow it out.
I like that.
Solid.
It's like...
And they get out, they get in a dead end, I guess.
where'd the water... I guess it was just draining through the bottom somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they had to get out of the water.
Get out of the water, climb up. And that's when they were going through. And she sees them coming so it's tunnel. There's an entrance going down on the other side to the poop chute, if you will.
The old cave shitter.
Yep. And so they get down there, and that's when they end up in the pile that everybody assumes is water and blood. And,
Surprise! I mean, there's probably blood in there. I've seen what they eat. But, I wonder if that tube, that crawl hole that they were going through, it went all the way across, but it had a hole in the middle that went down in there. Was that their toilet? One of their toilets? Just
no, that was just
crawl
the
halfway through the
door.
crawl hole? And
Could have been.
It's like the long hallway to the bathroom.
yeah, I guess. The long crawl hole to the bathroom.
Well, the farther off the beaten path it is, the less it smells, and since they do everything by smell.
It's a natural pea trap.
Yeah.
Except for the ledge. Because the ledge was...
They don't want to hinder their hunting abilities.
I get it. I'm with you.
I love the realization, though, as they're like, what are we...
What is
What
this?
is
They're like holding it.
Yeah. They're like, it's rolling off the hands, and then they freeze up because one comes over the edge, pauses, turns around, drops a couple floaters.
Yeah,
and then scurries off.
him just kind of backing around, and I was like, "Are they good?" Oh yeah, no, he's taking a shit. Awesome. All right, let's throw that in there.
If only it would have landed on one of them.
You don't want to kill the romance. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still a
They
rom-com.
were ploppers.
They were, and it makes sense why they're floated now. I guess
Yeah.
rocks, very small rocks.
Lots of protein.
But we get Juno back, and the sheriff's with him, and this is the...
Yeah, she saves the sheriff. Sheriff loves Juno right now.
I mean, I get it. She's a husband stealer,
But
clearly.
she's the silent type initially.
Not in the other one, she wasn't. But I guess when you've been down in the cave for even a couple days, it probably feels like a month.
But they,
And she didn't have any light.
but Juno and Sarah are the only ones that realize, as soon as the creatures come back, they're like, okay, they're hunting by sound. Everybody shut up. Stop with the dumb questions.
But Juno retained the climbing tool that pierced her leg, right?
Yes, because Sarah
That was her weapon.
just left it in her leg, right? She hit her and just took
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I think we said it while we were watching it. The only one that could have survived, other than,
Sarah would be Juno.
yeah, Juno's the only one that was left. Sarah might still be alive,
Made for an awkward reunion.
a little bit.
If it hadn't been for Rios going, no, Sarah brought us back down here to save you. No, that's not exactly what happened, Juno. The truth is a little darker.
And they just went into a full-on action fight for 0.2 seconds. Oh, they're both John Wicks. Okay, all right.
Which is what we really wanted to see. They were both the badass women who survived the cave.
Yeah.
They had the most knowledge, the best skills of anyone who's faced the creatures that thus far, other than, weird guy up the top.
Best legs, best hair.
Yeah.
I like that Juno's hair was
flexible.
Juno's hair was still, like, perfectly washed and styled. She had no mirror, and she'd been down there for days.
She's a natural beauty.
Just a natural beauty.
And then we got the
All the goo down there is a nice moisturizer for the skin.
Probably right.
and low calorie. The last walk to the, what do they call, the hunting grounds? Is that what they called the exit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This exit was the hunting grounds.
it's where they go to hunt.
Which wasn't the exit they used the first time, apparently.
Which was that not the same exit they used the first time?
Apparently multiple exit holes.
I guess the first one was covered in skulls
And came out on the side of the
spinal
hill.
cords.
Yeah, she
And
basically
the
climbed
second
up
one just came out of
a mountain
in the middle of a field.
mountains.
Yeah, but they got to be close to each other.
We don't
One
know.
would assume.
Couldn't
Well, I
be too
mean,
far
it
away.
was depending on how the
Otherwise, why would Juno still be in that area? Right.
the honeycomb system in the caves. You could walk around for
That's true.
you can walk around all day, end up going in circles, just crisscrossing your path. So you get out and
Yeah, that's fair.
you're 200 yards from the other spot.
Yeah. And then,
But that's when they go. That's when everybody kind of reconvenes, and the sheriff is like, "Nope, she's not getting out of my sight." Then he handcuffs
Sarah.
his arm to Sarah's arm.
Because Sarah's like being all weird because Juno brought them down there, tried to kill them, screwed her husband. But yeah, Sarah's the problem.
so Juno was your favorite character in this film?
God, I hate Juno.
Rookie mistake.
But you
never
know,
handcuff yourself to the bad guy.
as soon as the handcuffs come out, that somebody's gonna miss something pretty soon.
And then it was immediate. They didn't wait around on us. Like, oh, that's a bad idea. And then they had to like cross a gap where it was clearly
There's a weight
issues with
restriction.
Weight the path would only hold so much weight, and because you're chained up to her, now you've both got to go together. Maybe you should just unlock this. No, I'd rather risk death.
She calls it. Nope. Not letting her out of my sight again. Already got kicked in the face twice.
He was Junotized.
He just likes walking behind her. I see what's going on here.
I mean, I get it.
It's a lonely old sheriff,
Creepy old sheriff.
young single girl, no kids.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
not anymore.
Did you catch up, James?
Oh, yeah, I just caught up with the storyline. Oh my god.
She just found out she doesn't have any kids.
Again. So we also, James, I think, called that sheriff was going to slip. On
The
the
minute they were chained together, he's going to fall down somewhere.
but I did like that.
She's more important as a character than he is.
Yeah.
The axe work in that scene, and
That is.
All
We-
three women combined to send that sheriff down the shaft.
that, and we got a legitimate cringe out of Ryan.
That's. And you guys know that's the only thing that gets it. The nails breaking off
Yeah,
or peeling back. I've had it happen to me on two
just
different
that
occasions.
snap.
And I absolutely hate it. And I can feel it every time it happens.
Which that happened in the first one of these.
Happened in the first one.
Which I didn't think we were going to get one. I'm
Yeah.
glad they shoehorned it in there.
I am ecstatic every time I think it's going to happen in a movie, and it does not.
There was something, because you had that one, and I looked over at James one point, and he was going, Was that the blood in the mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the blood in
Okay.
the mouth or
And-
whatever it was in the mouth.
Because I saw it, and I was immediately like, I gotta get my phone. No, too late.
Trying to chop the wrist with the climbing axe.
Yeah, that was a great,
And when everybody got sprayed with blood.
the mist that they were using, it must have been fucking Skylar there with the mister, because every time she swung, it was like, and the actresses were just, looked like Ryan.
I know that feeling. Damn you, Skylar.
Every time in the last film we were making, we had to sweat Ryan up for a shot, and Skylar had a water bottle, but she got to a point where she was very much just pulling the cat card and just walking behind people with.
Yeah. We were,
You were pretty soaked at one point.
It got funny.
oh yeah. Well, Rob and I were doing some editing on that last Thursday night, I think it was.
Yeah.
One of the scenes is me soaking wet from Skylar.
Yeah.
You still doing phrasing?
Yes.
And we got a good couple minutes of laughs out of that.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure we have a couple,
I've got a lot of extra behind the scenes
Yeah.
stuff of her going around doing weird shit.
crawling under the recliner and
Yeah.
randomly spraying
She
people.
was delightful. I loved it.
I think she got everybody in there. And either her or Jordan left their mug in like
Oh, yeah.
17 different shots. I mean, it fits. It looks like
That's the
Doesn't stand
the
out.
fun part of editing when you only have one day to shoot everything, and you don't have a monitor because my monitor wasn't working that I bought for that camera,
that's right.
so we didn't have our screen. So
We
we're
had
just
issues with it.
going with what we went. Yeah, you always find little things like that, like the clock.
Yeah, we had somebody that was supposed to be helping with some of those things and watching some of that.
Me? Yeah.
You're gonna get the blame. That's
Between you and Skylar, yes.
I remember nothing.
that's all me. I should have seen that the viewfinder, but it was that big, and trying to walk with the camera and do all
Oh, yeah.
that. We gotta fix that. Which I got a new monitor over there. We need to.
That's what.
It's only 18 o'clock. We can.
That's 6 p.m.
That works.
That's what's left from the cornbread.
It is
Yeah.
not 6
And
p.m. by
Panda.
the way.
I would assume not.
Well, it is
It's
somewhere.
actually 0:18. You're past midnight, James.
Mm.
No.
So the Descent Part 2.
There we go.
So we hacked the sheriff's wrist off.
We lost a
The-
fingernail,
the-
and we're back.
The mist. Yes, that was amazing. That was my favorite part of the movie. The cutting that wrist, because she was cutting it long ways with the axe,
Right,
and it
yeah.
kept. She's trying to cut the hand off, and she's going right in the middle of the,
With the-
and just like
with the
going
climbing
back and
axe.
forth with it. He had the most agonizing death out of the group, I think, because she hit him 24 times probably with that thing.
At least.
And then at one point, the creatures are holding on to his body from the lower half.
Yeah.
And while she's sawing at his wrist from the upper half.
Ryan called it, "How's your bowling arm?"
Yeah.
100%. And then he dies. They're like, oh, okay. And just turn around, take the hand off the other side of the.
Well, it was his fault
Handcuffs.
for chaining himself onto her
I mean-
anyway. You know, they probably wouldn't have fallen if he hadn't done that. And
Just him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck around, find out.
He brought that on himself. Rios wasn't worried about it. She's getting promoted out of that one.
Yeah. It's like, come on, Sheriff.
Oh,
Well,
would have been.
would have been,
Would've been.
if she'd made it all the way.
At least he lost some weight before he died. How much do you think his hand weighed?
Eh.
Bag of chips?
2 pounds?
2 pounds. Oh man, take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you.
2 pounds a week is a healthy weight loss.
We were talking about the colon blow for when you go down into the caves.
Oh yeah, the commercials with this one.
What was the diapers? Is that what we were talking about first?
Yeah.
It's a horror movie. We got pull-up commercials.
Whether you're watching the movie, whether you're watching a horror movie, or you're stuck in a cave, you're going to want some adult diapers.
Your Pampers pull-ups. And the
When you really know you're going to shit yourself. Pampers.
colon blow. Little what'd you say, James? Got to reduce the bloating to fit in those tiny
Yeah, to
holes.
reduce the bloat. Yeah, well, I think we all came at that roundabout. It was a reduce the bloat ad. What was the product? I don't remember.
Colon something.
It was also like a women's empowerment. Like the
It's
commercial
like-
was about women's
It's a
empowerment.
women's bloat
So it fit
product. And it's like, yeah, you don't want to be bloated in the caverns.
fit the movie really well.
Yeah.
Bloated women Not here. Not in these caves.
It was only women and creatures left alive at that point in the film.
Yep. And we had a female creature in this movie. Did we have a female in the first one?
Yeah. I
Okay.
feel like we did.
Well, we had one of the guys show up right at the very end, like half a corpse, like, get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
The spelunker.
Greg.
Greg was back. No, that was
When-
Dan.
No, yeah.
Dan, yeah.
Yeah, wasn't the spelunker.
Doesn't matter.
Because he
They're
bled
both
out in the
spelunkers.
jugular. You don't start talking again after that one.
Yeah, he only got to gurgle a little bit and start the final raid of all the creatures. And you had the
They drug his carcass to the hunting ground to finish eating him.
yeah. You got to tenderize it, drag it across all the rocks, and then they have the girls get it done segment at the end of the movie
That's
where
why they let the meat age.
Yeah.
dry,
They're,
wet.
Was it
Moist?
Sarah and Rio that were doing the
Rios.
hacking? Rios that were doing the side-by-side hacking?
Yes.
Juno was already down.
Gina was getting her ass kicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was taking on the big feller.
Yeah, she had the Hulk fight,
Mm.
which she was down, and you had your Sarah got her little moment of, okay, I'm not a horrible piece of shit. I'm gonna go back and not leave her this time.
Yeah.
She has that double check. I could let her go, and me and Rios could get away, and then she runs back over and
Well,
strangles the big feller.
the whole incident is still Juno's fault, so she deserved it.
She wasn't gonna make it out of that.
Would none of these people been down there if it hadn't been for her initiating this whole damn thing?
True. Juno.
Of course, we still don't know how she found that cave. Why did Juno pick that cave? Was that the creepy old man?
She was talking to an old man in town the day before.
Probably.
Would make sense. Is that really what it is?
I have no idea.
No.
We should
That's
go
a great
back.
backstory.
We need to
though.
go.
Yeah.
We need to go back and check that out.
I thought she just found one that was unnamed or
Unexplored.
Yeah.
Unclaimed. whatever, yeah.
whatever they call it, because she wanted to name it for Sarah.
And that's what it was, finding a new cave system.
It had to be something that wasn't already registered or
Right.
mapped. I don't know a lot about caves.
She found an adjacent cave system?
Yeah.
Sure.
She went down to Caves R Us, and old Ed was like, "Oh, I got a cave. You want to come down my cave? It's the best cave in all the land."
Yep.
And then he talked like that for 20 more minutes.
He owns the mining company, the tow truck service, and the Explorers Outfitter in town.
And his grandpa owns the chainsaw shop up on top of the hill with his brother. You know this town. It's in Texas, right? No, wait, this is Appalachian.
Yeah. This is where...
Cousins.
This is actually not far from where Tucker and Dale bought their weekend retreat.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a fun tie-in. Tucker and Dale descend. I'd watch that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Got a new man cave, Dale.
Hey, I think there's somebody else down here with us.
All right, I'm writing it.
I don't know.
Somebody call Tudyk. Let's see if we can set this thing up.
Did it.
These things just started killing themselves while we were relaxing in our man cave.
Just started farting and falling off the walls. But we do have the Rios gets out. It gets all the way to a clearing.
Yeah, she climbs out and holds on to the nearest tree. I think she's just leaning, trying to
She
catch
took
her
her-
breath, and she gets out her cell phone. Oh yes, I got a signal. Bam.
She's looking around to try and orient
Was it
herself
like a
and
shovel to the head or something.
takes
Yep.
a shovel to the face.
Yeah.
The shoveler.
Little Nicky style.
Oh, yeah. I always think of, I just said the shoveler. What the fuck is the
Mystery
movie?
Man?
Mystery Man.
Mr.
Yeah.
Man.
There we
Trying to
go.
think of his, what's the actor's name? Shameless. That's shameful for me. Emmy Award winner William H. freaking Macy. So it goes back to...
If only I had a phone.
No,
And he drags her right back to the edge of the circle.
so that in itself could be fun if they were going to do another one. Because this movie was it's what you expect in the sequel. You don't get quite the production value. It's shorter.
Not as much shock because you already kind of know what happens. There.
And they shot it differently. It was
They shot it less of a found footage style and more of.
well, it was also it all looked more like sets in this one. Like the first one had very wide cavern shots and stuff like that. This one they had a lot of just up close.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like it could have been a studio.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it was. It was just the way they shot it, and it might have been a different cave system in the UK, but it looked like the same.
They actually filmed it at Devil's Den.
There are cave people there.
That's the real reason they don't let you in them anymore.
Some of them are my cousins, I believe. I'm not positive.
Hiding from Uncle Stephen.
He's there. He's hiding from the law. But the whole hitting her and dragging her to the hole, dragging her to the spot, sets up more of your basic horror movie. Oh, if we feed the creatures, they'll stay in their little spot, and we won't have, they're not going to get out and run all over town and whatever.
It's just like Cabin in the Woods.
I don't think they'd
Right.
make it very long if they
Satisfied
came out of
keeper.
the cave. So let's just let that happen.
First logging truck that comes by takes out half of them.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, they're going to get hit in the headlights on the highway. They'll be attracted to the heat on the highway, and next thing you know, the truck's running them over.
I'd watch that movie too.
Away. Yeah.
Just a movie of 40 of them trying to get as far as they can out of the cave system before they get hit by fucking playing Frogger. I'd watch that movie. I think that could be a sport. But that also gives credence to
Squid Game.
Squid Game.
bring out the cave people.
Squid Game with the cave people.
But we talked about him being blind. So how are they hunting? So if the old man's out there hunting and bringing the food to drop off as a offering, we'll feed you. You guys stay down there. That's how I read the end. So I'd like the next one to start with him dying.
'Cause I don't understand how the blind creatures were able to catch a deer.
It's another one of those things that bothered me until I saw that. I'm like, oh, okay, you kind of explained that away.
The deer would look at them or smell them and run away.
Wait, just any part of them.
Any.
Yeah.
They don't just go, oh, what's that? They go. A deer's not going to go, no, that looks normal. If you walk by a deer, they're 60 yards away in 10 seconds. They don't hang out with cave people.
Yeah.
Cave people. I can't make that a derogatory term more than it already is. You're a cave person, yeah. I still enjoyed it. I liked it. I want to go back and watch one a little bit now.
We got time.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything. Cameron's not here to whine about leaving.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. You don't have to be anywhere in the morning.
Fight him.
Where's my climbing tool?
It's going to take a lot of hits. Hit him in all the wrong spots first. Anything else we missed on this one?
No, it's good. Go watch it.
Go watch it. It's free on Plex right now, if you like ads,
Don't we all?
if they fit.
I mean, there were no Terrifier ads, but they were pretty good.
I was going to say Terrifier were the best ones by far. All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. That's Descent 2.
Brought to you by Bounty, the quicker prepper.
There we go. Get those sponsors. Charlie, Bounty does not support this project.